Everyone, Will here. It's late on a Monday. I've just got back from work and I thought I would jump on and record a coding session of mine. Today I'm going to be working on a coding CLI agent called Nanocoder. I've been working on it for quite a while and I've released it to the community and it's actually doing quite well. It's a local first AI coding agent built by the community for the community. Basically, it allows you to configure local models or cloud models, whatever you'd like it to do, and you can use it to code. It's a bit like Claude Code. If you saw my vibe coding FPS video I posted yesterday, then you'll know what I'm talking about. It's like Claude Code, but it's highly configurable. It's in the hands of the people. You can use your own local models on your computer, or you can plug in a cloud provider like OpenRouter if you have one of those. And I thought that I would jump on and I'd record myself working on it. I was going to work on it anyway. I thought what was quite good about yesterday's vibe coding video is that, it was quite easy to make. Genuinely, I just jumped on and did some work and worked on the project and recorded it at the same time, commentating a little bit. And I thought the video ended up quite good. I was quite proud of it. Maybe people will disagree, but I thought, why not carry on? I do a lot of coding as part of my day job. I'm a software engineer. I work on multiple sort of tech businesses, building apps and software. So I do a lot of coding anyway. And I thought, why not record it? So let's jump in. Before I actually start work, I'll quickly share my screen and show you what Nanocoder is. Here is Nanocoder. It's actually on 273 stars now, which I'm very proud of. I did another Reddit post today, which seems to have garnered, again, a bit more of an interest. I love Reddit. The community on there is amazing at giving feedback and also just generally, sharing, sharing it and talking about it and using it, which is really awesome. It always humbles me. So this is the repo for Nanocoder. I'll scroll down. Here's the main screenshot of it. Again, quite proud of how it looks. I love a bit of UI. I love a bit of UI. I love making things look great, and having something in the terminal I don't think should be any different. So here it is. Here's the repo. It's got some frequently asked questions. One of the things that I think I need to fix today is a typo in the README. Here it is. We believe AI is tool. It should be 2. So typo to fix there. And also I thought I would jump on and do something a little bit nice, a little bit visual today. I thought I'd jump on and do this one, the /theme command, which I thought would be much nicer. At the moment, we just have one theme, which is sort of the Tokyo night theme, but I thought I'd build in a few more. There's some suggestions here already to build some in. And yeah, I thought let's do that as well as my typo fix. So I'm going to jump right in. I'm just going to commentate what I'm doing. I have no idea if this will end up any good, but we'll find out. Here's the repo. The very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to jump in and fix this typo. So for those who don't know or haven't read the repo or haven't seen Nanocoder before, it's a local first CLI agent, coding agent. It's built in React Inc., which is quite a powerful terminal. It brings React to your terminal. It's a very cool framework for that. There's some advantages and disadvantages, but I find mostly advantages. I think the application it creates is absolutely awesome. And yeah, let's jump in. So the first thing I'm going to fix is the typo. Straight away, it's here. We believe AI is too powerful to be in the hands of big corporations, and everyone should have access to it. Great, that's just a really simple fix. I'm just going to commit that up. Unlike yesterday's vibe coding video, hopefully you'll see me work with AI how I would normally work with AI, which is using it to do tasks, but heavy code review. Also doing coding myself as well, jumping in. The difference between yesterday's video with vibe coding the FPS is that I purposely am not looking at anything it's producing, which is a terrible practice. And yeah, this is going to be something different. So fix, typo. We commit that up. Commit anyway, and that'll go up to the main branch as a fix. Wonderful. Next, I am going to, again, do some good practice here, and I'm going to create a feature branch under the Nanocoder repo. And the reason for this is, I'm hoping to complete the feature tonight, but I might not. So instead of affecting it and leaving it uncommitted on my local machine or committing it half-baked, I will have it under a feature branch, and therefore I can commit work in progress commits without affecting people that are already on the main branch. So I'll publish this branch up. Very nice. And let's boot up Claude here. Now, if I'm correct, I need to find where colors are anyway. Under config, maybe? Can't find it. There it is. Index source config. Lovely. So here is, currently colors are totally hard-coded in here as like the Tokyo night theme, and this is what needs to change. And I have a bit of a brief here already within the GitHub issue. This may not be totally relevant anymore. So with that in mind, I'm going to get Claude to do some planning for me. I have this plan command, which is a custom command within Claude. It's not in the main repo. I have it get ignored, but it's a pretty nice little custom command here that allows Claude to plan and create implementation plans within the agents folder. One of the things I find is Claude is very effective if you plan with it properly. If you get it to write plans before it implements them, you can be clear in your mind what Claude is going to be doing, and also it just makes it so much better. One of the big things I also have not done recently is update the Claude.md file. We did a massive refactor, and that actually reminds me, before I do anything, I'm just going to reinitialize here with the /init command. Get to analyze the code base. Lots of stuff has changed since this Claude.md file was written, so it's probably better to bring it up to speed because it will make Claude more useful. Yeah, this is totally out of date. Excellent stuff. And again, a big difference between the vibe coding video and this video is I'm going to be reading the output that Claude puts in. Yes, this is all correct. So I'll just wait for it to clean up. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear my context. This is something that I, again, didn't do yesterday. It's terrible practice, but I think part of the fun of vibe coding is just to fill up context and not bother. Here's summary. Here is its summary. I don't think we need to look too deeply because we overlooked the Claude.md file. So I'm just going to clear context here. There's nothing to commit because this is get ignored, as are all agent files, because we probably don't want a Claude file within Nanocoder. Now, the irony is not lost on me about working on Nanocoder with Claude code. I don't really have an answer for you. No, I do. As I work on things, you know, I could build Nanocoder with Nanocoder, absolutely fine. However, I have a certain amount of allowance with Claude, you know, for work, so I might as well use it without charging my OpenRouter account. And we're still putting in a lot of developments for local models to make local models better at what they do, you know, so it better aligns with things like Gemini CLI and Claude code. But the irony isn't lost on me. I would love to completely replace Nanocoder with Claude. Replace Claude with Nanocoder one day soon. And I do already use Nanocoder when I have run out of Claude's limit, which happens quite a lot because I only pay for the $20 plan. So I do use Nanocoder a lot, and we might get there. So we'll see. Until then, let's jump in and give it a command, and we'll see what it cooks up. So again, if this was the vibe coding video, I'd have just gone, yeah, go for it, just search. But I'm going to intervene here. I noticed that it wants to do a web search looking for Ink.js React terminal theme coloring. We don't need to do that. We just need to point it towards the correct file. So we're going to go config, source config index is the file, and go, we don't need to look that up. I already know sort of how we're going to implement this, so I'll just give it some guidance. Have to be saved to the Nanocoder preferences. So when you launch Nanocoder, Nanocoder has a Nanocoder preferences file that when you first launch the CLI, if it doesn't exist, it will create it. And in that preferences file, it stores things like your last used provider and model, as well as various other things like chat history. And we can actually just use this file to save your preferred theme too. So when you load up the CLI, if the Nanocoder preferences file doesn't exist, it creates it and it just uses the Tokyo night theme. However, if it does exist, you can open that and check the theme that's in there, if it is in there, and use whatever that is. So that's what we're going to do. And I'm just going to tell Claude about this. It obviously hasn't quite gathered that's what it needs to do, so we'll do that. Cool, let's run that prompt and let it carry on. There you go, perfect. That's exactly what I needed to understand. Let me complete the research and create a comprehensive plan. Whoa, what does it want to do? Make directory agents. No. We already have an agents directory. I'll give it a question mark just because I don't want to doubt it. Oh, look, it's checking. Sometimes Claude is incredible. And other like yesterday, building a 3D game engine. But sometimes it's thick as... I'm not going to say that. Okay, great. It's going to create the comprehensive plan. Sometimes it can go really overboard with plans. Sometimes you have a plan that's enough for an engineering team of 100, you know, with timelines and various other things. We'll see what we get today. Okay, great. Got the date wrong. Oh, dear. Not that that's important. We'll just remove that. Objective implement theme command that allows you to choose from a predefined color themes or set custom themes for the Nanocoder CLI application. The chosen theme should persist across sessions and dynamically change the UI's appearance. So far, so good. I've got something to say about the chosen themes here. I'll have a think about that in a second. Theme architecture. Right. Extend the existing colors interface to support multiple theme presets. Correct. Store the selected theme in the Nanocoder preferences JSON. Correct. Load it in here. Probably correct. Yes, that is correct. And a new command handler for the theme selection management. Correct. Great. UI components, theme selector component, interactive theme picker, similar to model selector and provider selector. Correct. Theme preview. Oh, that's a nice. I hadn't thought of that. Theme preview. Show theme colors in real time during selection. That is sexy. I like that. We'll go for that. Status integration. Display current theme in status bar. Yep. Sure. Yeah, that's fine. I don't think that we need these steps. I'm gonna agree to this plan. I think in theory it's a good plan. And then we're going to come here and just have a little check of things. What I notice it wants to do, I'm in the wrong thing, is it wants to add this sort of extra command syntax. I don't want any extra command syntax. I think it will overcomplicate it. I think I just want a /theme command, and then in the /theme command, it pretty much just lists the themes and allows you to select one. I don't think we need all this like list and switch to specific themes and things like that. I think it just overcomplicates it. So I'm going to tell it that. Again, this is what's really important. I can't stress this enough, that this is the most important thing when it comes to using AI in your workflow, is reading its output, because you catch things and you make sure you plan rigorously with it, then the output is going to be so much. This is how we're going to hopefully squeeze this implementation into, hopefully 45 minutes or so, maybe. I'm going to get rid of these. Don't think they're needed. I'm going to change these to answer so it has it when we run it. Instead of proposed answer, I'm just going to say answer and then yes. It's a really cool idea to have custom themes that a user can define, but it did suggest a phase 2. I've just gone, just to leave no room for ambiguity here, I'm just going to say no, don't be able to do that, although it would be a cool feature, maybe in the future. Maybe in the future. Performance impact, dynamic color loading versus static imports. Sure, that's fine. We're getting there. I think the implementation plan itself is solid. I don't like the themes, not all of them anyway. I'm just going to ask it outright. What other theme ideas can we have? I like sexy themes like Tokyo Night. Give me some ideas before adding them to the plan. And I'm also just going to put it into plan mode here, just so it definitely doesn't make any amends. And if we're happy, we'll add it to the plan in a sec. These commands, these themes themselves seem quite boring. They're very standard. I like Tokyo Night because it's quite a sexy looking theme as it is. And I think I want some interesting themes like evergreen and that kind of stuff is, quite a cool theme. What have we got here then? Dark themes, synthwave 84, neon pink, purple with dark backgrounds, retro cyberpunk vibes, nice. Material ocean, deep blue greys with cyan and pink, great. One dark pro, elegant dark with purple, blue and green highlights. Growth box dark, warm dark theme with earthy tones and golden highlights. Quite like his recommendations actually. I don't know, I'm just drawn to the evergreen sort of feeling as well, so I'm just going to suggest that as well. I don't know if it'll be any good. My phone's battery is running out. Better wrap this up soon. I'm joking, I'll plug it in if I need to. Forest Night, evergreen elegance. Deep blue, sea atmosphere is totally amber with a deep forest green instead of purples and blues. Yeah. Cyberpunk vibes, nature inspired, ocean depths, trendy pastels, classic dark, and beautiful light option. Great. Take it off of plan mode. Great. Add this to the plan doc. Make sure it's selected as well, just so it's no ambiguity there. And we'll hit go. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear the context. I'm going to repass in this plan file. I'm going to go, let's implement this plan and sit back and watch it do it. Hopefully with our planning and a little bit of code review, we should be in good stead to get this in quite quickly. I hope. Good start. Illegal operation on a directory. We've got a star. Got 2 stars. I am so humbled by how this is going and the interest people have in this. It's awesome. Okay, Perfect. Now start implementing the theme system. Let me mark the first task as in progress. There's a bit of a bug with my version. Yes, I need to update, and I will. But the to-do lists just do not appear. Okay, first bit of code's through. Interface theme, where are we? We're in the UI. Yeah, this is exactly what this is meant to be for, so wonderful. Theme presets, Tokyo Night, Synthwave 84th, Forest Night, everything's good so far. First change is a roaring success, and we are most certainly not going to be putting on an auto accept like we did yesterday. That was fun though. I wish I could code more like that. Okay. Themes. Where is it proposing it puts this? Source config themes. I think that's correct. Source config. Yes, it is. Let's have a look what we got here. Okay, cool. I'll run with this for a second. It looks good. The only thing I was dwelling over is the color choices. But I'll be honest with you, I'm not that good at this kind of stuff. I trust its judgment on color choices more than I trust my own. So here we go. Next thing. Before I could even finish my thought, it's on to the next thing. Config.ts, great. This is fine. This is where it defines some of the app config based types here. So this is probably again the right place for this. Absolutely fine. So far, so spot on. Perfect. It's going to be writing this to the Nanocoder preferences file. It's exactly what we want. Okay, now we're getting to the meat of it, into the index. This is where everything is loaded. So again, correct. This bit, I want to know if it will change it. It should. Obviously, this is the hard-coded colors of Tokyo Night. It should swap this out. Hopefully it will. This is now an index. Let's head over to index to make sure we're in the right file as it does changes. It is. It's going to use the getColors function, load the preferences, do the selected theme. Excellent stuff. I think so far, so good. Again, we're okay here. You can see the pattern. Component import colors and use it directly. I need to change them to import getColors. Oh, shit. This might be, sorry, I just saw, this might be where things go wrong here. I think this is the compiled code. So again, this is where you must not, you must not vibe code. I think this is a bit spicy here. I'm going to raise this with it. You're absolutely right. I'm always absolutely right. I'm joking, I'm not, but I am right in this instance. Yeah, this is going to be a big refactor for Claude here. It's a good point. All of the components do just directly import this colors array. No. Are we getting away from ourselves? Oh no, I think this is correct. It's just going down the route. But we need to correct. I'm going to correct it. And I'm going to import colors again. So this is where, again, you must absolutely be able to just step in here. The TypeScript linter is happy with this, so I'm assuming it's going to be okay. Again, it just got itself a little bit confused there, and I can't stress enough how much you have to be able to step in to be able to take control of it when it does this. You can't literally have it on autopilot because before you know it, off it goes doing something funky, which you didn't want it to do. And if you just have it on auto accept, by the time you come back from the toilet or wherever you've gone whilst Claude is working for you, it's going to have done something completely and ruined everything. Right, next bit of code. This is fine. One change I am going to make is in the command palette here. Nanocoder should be a capital N because it's a name. It's a noun Claude. We're at 40 minutes. Jeez. I thought we would be a little bit quicker doing this. Apparently not. Doing it properly though. Theme command, pull that in, is correct. So far so good. I don't like to do things. I'll let it run for a second. We'll keep track of the fact that it said to do. Hopefully it comes back to that. This is what kind of worries me about my vibe coding FPS, is that as the code base grows, and I'm just prompting it on auto accept. That's part of the fun of the series. It's going to be is I'm not going to do what I'm doing now, which is reviewing output and correcting it and doing things. I am going to be just letting it run, and this is my fear is as the code base gets bigger, it's going to just become a mess because I'm not going to be there stepping in. Right, this is a big boy. Let's have a look at what we have here. Yes, this is our theme selector UI. Let's see what it's done. How it wants to do the preview rendering is quite interesting. Be interesting to see what that actually looks like. I thought that it might want to dynamically change the entire CLI. That would be really cool. That might not be feasible though, we'll see. Let's just go for it. This looks good. Cancel's fine. Yeah, this looks good. Let's just go for that. We must be getting there now. It's been a big old implementation actually. Maybe I thought this was going to be smaller than it actually is. After yesterday, it's so tempting to press Shift-Tab auto accept. It really is. But I must not. It's terrible practice. What I want to know is whether it's going to go back to the old to-do that it gave itself. Ooh. We'll go back to that. It said there that it should restart to apply changes. I hope that is just a typo more than a design. I'd quite like it to change on the fly. Oh good, it's gone back to the to-do. There we go. Should never have doubted you. I was so tempted to press escape and type new instructions. Should never have doubted you, Claude. Claudia, da, 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 Claudia. Don't need these two things. I'll just make these changes as I go. Unused imports. I'm a real stickler for unused imports. I don't know, they really bother me for no other reason other than they do. It's just mess, you know. You got to sweep up. I review as it's doing it, but then again before I commit, I give it a review again to make sure, because as you're implementing things via something like Claude, you can get a bit lost in the weeds as it jumps between files. I mean, all this looks great, all this makes sense, but the likelihood is you may miss stuff. What's changed in user message? Oh no, nothing. It's all good. Position of I don't want this change. I'll put this in here. Let's revert this change. There we go. We don't actually need this as a commit. It reckons it is done and it's going to build it. And I will let it. Because, yeah, there is some issues. It's quite nice because, again, with the Claude.md file, it knows the commands to build things. And it can just solve problems before you have to realize they're problems. I'm not going to let it go any further because from here it doesn't really know what it's doing. And I'm just going to jump over to my command palette here and see where we're at. Let's go help, make sure it's in there. Select a theme for the Nanocoder CLI. Oh, let's go theme then. Whoa, okay. Okay, the previews don't update. That works though. So there's several issues here. It doesn't show the current theme in the status like it said in the plan. So it hasn't followed that. Second of all, when I go theme here, it doesn't update the preview. I actually don't really like the preview. I think that it should just change the CLI dynamically so I can see it. I think that would be a lot sexier. And third of all, I have to restart the CLI to see those changes. It's a terrible user experience. So I'm going to try and tell Claude these things before it becomes an issue. Let's check context first of all. It did a massive amount of work there. So we'll check context to make sure we're okay. Yeah, we're at 37%. Wonderful. Cool. I've given it 3 things to do. Also, my battery is on 10%. I will check in a minute. Might have to plug it in. You're absolutely right. Let me fix these issues to create a much better user experience. Good on Claude, eh? Before it does this, I am going to whip the commit, just because if you do too much at once, it can be a bit of a problem. So I'm going to go whip first version. So whip is work in progress. First version of the social theme command. Commit. Okay, what have we got here? Load preferences, default theme, app state. Great. It's gonna be doing some things here. Let's start by fixing the real-time theme switching. The issue is that we're using static colors export. I need to make the colors truly dynamic and trigger re-renders when we make theme changes. The word re-render gives me some PTSD. Ink doesn't play very nicely with re-rendering. It can cause a janky experience. But we'll just run with it. Hey, cat. Me, my cat Pumpkin. He's appeared in some videos before. He's needy. Cool, it's going to create a hook. That's a good idea. So actually might end up being a longer video than the FPS video. I was recording for about an hour and a half there. And we might actually beat that. We're nearly an hour now. We are still recording properly. Yeah, again, yesterday the mic packed up, which was just fantastic. Didn't pack up, but the act of plugging my laptop in apparently moved the mic to record from my AirPods, which is just dreadful. So I'll try and build it, see what's happened so far. PNPM build. They're changing it. We'll get back to some of the chosen theme colors. Let's keep accepting. It's looking good so far. It's making the right adjustments. This is a big refactor. This is bigger than I thought it was going to be. It's got it mostly handled though. Yeah, cool. Don't want that. Hated it anyway. God, the entire CLI will change as you navigate. Try it out. Fantastic. It's a clever thing. It's a clever thing. It knows how to create a good user experience. All it needs to do is be told what experience it needs to do. Well, it seems to be moving on. Let me just build this. Let's see where it sits for a second. Just build still. Let's go /theme. Certainly changes this a bit. Must admit, the theme colors are disgusting. This might be a second iteration. And also, we've got this like nasty thing here, so we'll have to change that too. I did want the whole CLI to change. Now just the one input does. This should be quite good as well, I think. We build and run and view. Yeah, there we go. Theme Rose Pine Dawn looks nasty. Let's go try and build it. I think it'll probably be fine. Yeah, it's happy. I'll just let Claude decide that it's happy as well before we test it and reprompt. Let's click build and start it again. And let's see what we have going. Tokyo Night, Synthwave. Stuff does change, just not all of it. I'd love things like the Nanocoder and the welcome thing to change as well. If I just go, what files are in my current working directory? Just start with that. Just run some stuff through the CLI, just to give a bit more UI. It's fine. Yeah, so not much actually changes in the UI. Again, I'll have to reprompt it about that. What is this? No, do not create that. Let's just do /context for a second. What the fuck was that? 51% context use, we're still okay. I imagine that's because, again, we're putting in dynamic stuff here via the use theme hook, and not every component is going to be using the use theme hook, and therefore it's not going to be dynamic when it re-renders. So that's the state of that. And it needs to roll it out. Claude is typically not the greatest at doing this kind of stuff, so we'll just reprompt it and see if it can, else this will be a manual job for me to go and roll out. Only 2 issues left to rectify, beyond just the horrible looking themes. A lot of these look very similar. Yeah, as suspected, the hook needs to be rolled out, and all of the components don't use them. So this will be something to roll out to everything. I bet already this is improved it in the welcome message anyway. If I go towards this theme here, yeah, there you go. Everything dynamically changes now. Apart from the titled boxes tops, they look funky. They don't change. It's another little weird bug there. Yeah, as suspected, it's rolling it out to everything. This file's a disaster. My edit file. To be fair, just this edit tool, it needs a refactor. I mean, look how long this file is. So, it is 1,000 lines. Absolutely ludicrous. Needs a big refactor. If you're watching and you want to contribute to Nanocoder, then refactoring this tool would be great. Maybe I could do it for it, just to help it, whilst it's coding stuff here for me. Let me roll out and fix this. See, who says I don't do any programming? I'm just going to roll this change out and fix a bunch of the things. I noticed that it's broken into methods and it hasn't fixed them. So I'm just going to do it for it. Give it the colors. Each method needs the colors. This one too. Nice easy fix. At the very least, it fixed the linter errors. There they are. Get colors. Cool. Linter errors fixed. See, who says I don't do any programming? It's doing a search for things that it needs. It reckons it's happy. Let's run build. I know there's build errors, but it will discover them and fix them, hopefully. Whilst we have 4% context left, hopefully it can complete all these changes within the context limit. And then we're going to do a nice clear, because I reckon in our CC usage here, we have 18 million tokens. Wonderful. Let me know, do you think this is vibe coding? I don't think this is vibe coding. I think this is using AI heavily. Totally. But I've done a bit of coding, and I'm also reviewing as it's going. You know, the only reason I have auto accept on, again, just to reiterate, is because this is a fairly standard piece of work. It's just rolling out a hook across the board, and therefore it doesn't need me. Everything is good. I'm going to turn auto accept off now. I think it's good. Let's go back to Nanocoder and build it myself using PNPM. And we'll start, and we'll go to theme. Much better. The only thing that really is refusing to change is the title bar. The box title. Let's go Synthwave 84. Has changed it. Does it save it? Spicy looking, isn't it? Might be a tomorrow problem to deal with things. If I go bash mode, yeah, it looks good. And let's go theme. Does change. Material Notion. Let's go and run what files in my current working directory. When it's done that, we'll run that. Yeah, of course. We'll now go theme. The edit file tool still doesn't change. Oh no, the execute bash one doesn't change. Why does the execute bash one not change? This might be a me thing to fix here. Execute bash does have it. I think get colors is wrong. I think it should be use theme. I'll tell you what I'm going to do, because I've been recording for an hour and 22 minutes. It's also 11:05 at night here in the UK. What I'm going to do before I run out of context and also run out of time in my day, I'm going to do a big old whip commit here. I'm going to remember some of these issues. Right, it is the next day. Just going to be finishing off the work. I ended the recording because it was like 11:05 at night. I didn't even realise, and I'd been bashing through my Claude usage, and there was a couple of little issues left to sort. So I'm going to jump right back in and finish it off now. I'm going to hit compact. Actually, I'm not. I'm just going to clear my context because I only had 2% left on the current context. I'm just going to keep wrapping in now and wrap up what I was doing. Couple of small issues left with the theme changing. One is the execute bash doesn't change. And then there is this very weird bug here where the border of the theme selection box is pushed over a little bit. It's pushed in a little bit because of this custom selector. Yeah, so it appears none of the tool files actually dynamically change. So that is interesting. We'll see what it says. Okay, based on my analysis, I can see both issues. Tool formatter, dynamic theme issue. The tool formatters use theme hook to get colors, but when the theme changes during preview, the existing tool confirmation component doesn't re-render with new theme colors because it's using a cached version of the colors from when it was first rendered. Okay, so it reckons that one change has fixed both issues. I don't think that is the case, but sure, we'll see. Maybe I just don't understand. Yeah, I mean, that's fixed the border issue. Very happy with that. Very glad about that. Though I'm under no illusion that it probably hasn't sorted it all. Great. So it didn't fix both issues. It fixed one of them, as I thought. Yay! It worked. It worked. Excellent. I'll do a little bit of cleanup myself here manually. Ran away with itself a little bit, doing changes that actually made no impact. So again, who says I don't code? See, it's so lazy. Look. It's like, yeah, it's too complicated. No. Roll out changes to the edit file formatter. Don't be lazy. Honestly. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah, I know I am. I need to fix the edit file formatter too. So it was like, it's quite fucking long, therefore I'm not gonna do it. Terrible. We still got to fix this top bar. I don't know what is going on here. Absolutely fantastic. Love it. These titled boxes were such a great decision of mine. They've caused more problems than they've solved. In fact, I've been slowly removing them from the UI. This might be the final nail in the coffin. Okay, cool. This looks to be fine. I think the only one we need to test now, use read many files on the package.json and the readme. Hopefully it will then use this tool. It has. It's good like that. Great stuff. Okay, we're almost there with this theme command. I expected this to be like a 45-minute video, but it's going to end up being like 3 hours. And then we got one other bug, titled box components. Last bug, this genuinely I thought would take about 45 minutes to implement, hence why I started filming. This is 100% now like a 3.5 hour video, nearly. I've been recording for another hour again, 54 minutes. We're now at 2.5 hours to implement this feature. Good times. Cool. Actually, I have an idea here. We're really struggling. What I'm going to do is undo all this. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and discard all these changes. And we're going to have to come up with a middle ground. Essentially, because this is a third-party titled plugin, this titled box here is a plugin, this pill and top border doesn't dynamically re-render, and getting it to do so, as you can see, is causing some bugs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to test on the status box. If I open up the status here, let me save this as well, just a nice reset on this. The status should have a title box here. I'm going to add a key here. I'm going to put the key to be color.primary and see if we can get it to re-render this in this way. It does. Good. Okay, so adding a key re-renders that. So what we can do is any title box now, we can just simply add a key to it. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do the good old-fashioned removal of the titled box on the theme selector itself, because that's the one that's causing issues. Because of the re-render, it's also resetting the internal select state, which then doesn't work. So, yeah, wonderful. So let's add a key to all of this. Let's just test this a few times, make sure it works. Run build on this. Now we should be able to go theme and yeah, everything. Oh, where's the theme selector? Don't want to do the theme selector. That was the exact issue I'm trying to avoid here. Remove the key. Don't want it here. Let's rebuild again. Oops. But now we should see every single title box change other than the theme selector. Yes, correct. And now what we're going to do is the classic in the theme selector. Just totally remove and replace this with a box, because boxes are great. We don't need the titled box, because it's more hassles than it's worth. Hence why I keep removing it. So let's just run help and a few other MCP things. There we go, and then just run theme again. And yeah, everything works. And there we go. We have a box without a pill at the top. Everything else re-renders as you'd expect. Looks good. And that is, I'm going to call it one more wrap. I think that is the overarching theme function here. Now, before release, it needs a whole lot more testing, which is what I'll do next, as well as some refinement of the color themes, because I think they aren't the best. But I'm going to call this video because I've been coding now across 2 whole days and several hours when I thought it was going to be a 45-minute video. So thank you guys for watching. If you enjoy this kind of style of video, do let me know, and don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and follow for the journey.